So you have some knowledge you want to share and you want to get paid for your advice. What do you do? Well, in this episode, I'm going to be sharing with you 3 ways that you can get paid for your advice online. Let's go. So the first way is often the easiest to get started with, but it often has the most drawbacks, and that is consulting. Now, what is consulting? Well, when you think of consulting, most people often think of, a person in a suit and it's like, I'm going to give you some business consulting, and it's very formal, right? Well, there are people in all walks of life who need help with a specific area, like health, fitness, wellness, law of attraction stuff even like survival and preparedness, all kinds of weird and wonderful topics. They hire consultants on a one-on-one basis to get opinions, to get their advice, and to get proven processes to achieve a specific outcome or overcome problems in their life, right? Or in that topic area. So to give you an example here, when I first got started in my business online, I was like, well, what can I do to charge a high price and, not have to create anything up front? And that was consulting. So I thought, well, I can just go ahead and say, well, if you want to hire me as your consultant for the month, it will cost you $1,000. And during that month, you can have 4 sessions with me, 1 session per week, and you would have unlimited email coaching as well. So you can just send me an email, I'll respond within 24 hours, Monday through Friday, and you'll get a response, right? And that was okay, but then it got to the point where I had like 5 clients, and that was a lot of work, and then it got to 10 clients, and that was even more work. And I found myself getting to like 15 clients, and I was making a whole bunch of money, but I was burning myself out. I was working myself to the bone, and I didn't really have anywhere else to grow into. Like, I was just so burnt out from all of this one-on-one client work, and I was trading my time for dollars. And that is not a great way to scale an online venture. You cannot grow beyond that. If you're increasing the amount of clients you get and increasing the amount of time you spend, you're going to hit a limit. There are only so many hours in the day, and the more clients you have, typically the less of a great experience the client is going to have with you, because you're so overwhelmed and like trying to do a billion different things and trying to help everyone. And yes, you can increase your prices, but even then you're going to hit a ceiling as to how much your market is prepared to pay for your coaching or advice, right? So I would recommend this method if you are okay, just turning up to live calls on a Zoom call or something like that, responding to emails, and that's pretty much your day, just responding to emails and doing Zoom calls, and that's it. And you could do a bit of marketing to get the clients as well, of course, but often it's a pretty easy sell. People understand what consulting is. People don't need to be educated on how the process works. It's pretty straightforward, but it does take up a lot of your time, and it's not scalable. If that's okay with you, if you only want to earn 5K a month, 10K a month maximum or so, before you start hitting those hurdles that we spoke about, then that's okay. But if you are in this for the long haul and you want a more leveraged solution, the other 2 methods are a lot better. The second method to get paid for your advice online is a more leveraged solution of consulting, and that is group coaching, okay? Group coaching. So when I encountered that problem of, working myself to the bone, encountering burnout because I was doing a billion different things, trying to help all these different clients at the same time and not having any time to do so with everything else I was doing, I thought, well, how can I automate this process? How can I leverage my time better? How can I still deliver incredible results to people, but not in a one-on-one way? Well, group coaching. So when you go to like Weight Watchers classes and you have a bunch of people, one person at the front, and that person at the front is helping everyone at the same time, and it's not like people are missing out on the advice, they're missing out on knowledge, they're still receiving the same knowledge they would receive if it was one-on-one. Yes, it may not be as personalized, but you think of all of your clients that you're working with on a consulting basis, they often have the same problems and they experience them in the same way, depending on your topic and your niche, right? So what you would do in a group coaching setting to sell your advice online is to think about the average process that people go through, from the very beginning of knowing nothing whatsoever about your topic all the way through to the end goal that they want to achieve. What is that process? What does it look like? And what steps do they they need to take to get from A to B. Okay? You will then pre-record some content which walks them through that process as if you were helping them one-on-one, but in a video format. Okay? So think of it like you're recording a video for YouTube or something, but it's more step by step. Do this, then do that, then do that, then do that. And before they know it, they've achieved the end goal without having to have any kind of personal interaction. But remember, this is a group coaching program. It's not just a course, right? Well, what do you do with the coaching aspect? Well, what we do in ours is we have this main curriculum that people follow, and we call it a curriculum similar to a university course or something like that. But then we don't just say, get on with it and good luck, right? You need to have some element of coaching in there. So we actually have 2 ways that they can get help, actually 3. So the first way is within a clients only Facebook group. This doesn't have to be a Facebook group. It could be anywhere else, like a Discord or something like that if you want to, but we use Facebook, and essentially our clients can ask us any questions they want, anything they're struggling with, anything at all in that group, and we will respond within a few working hours, all right? So if they have an issue following some of the stuff in the main curriculum, they can ask a question. If they have a question about their situation specifically, they ask the question in the group, get a response, right? So think of it like an emergency way to get some help immediately, right? Then we have the weekly live coaching sessions. So these are in a group setting as well. It's not just one-on-one again, otherwise you encounter all the same issues. Instead, think of it like that Weight Watchers class where you have one person presenting and then the whole class chipping in at different points in the session, right? So I am live every single week teaching what's working right now on a different topic each week, and then we open up for Q&A live on air. And if they want me to review their stuff, I will do. If they want me to review their copy or edit something for them, I will happily do that live on air. So think of it like it's a one-on-one session, but with everyone else there as well. And it's kind of like a multi one-on-one session, if that makes sense, because it shouldn't really be like a blank wall, like a one-way conversation, like I'm going to give you everything and that's it. It should be a 2-way conversation on that live session, all right? So that's the second way of doing that. And also you can also open that up to email conversations or messenger conversations as well, if you want to really over-deliver with people and deliver that one-on-one advice just in a more scalable way. But the issue with group coaching is that it's often more difficult to sell to people because they need to know a little bit more about each part of the process in the program, and also, you know, what's covered in the main curriculum and stuff like that. And it often commands a higher price point as well. So you can't just, you know, put it on a sales page and say it's $5,000 and then expect people to just whip out their card and say, yeah, that's fine, without knowing how it's going to apply to them specifically. So it often requires you to have a team of salespeople or doing sales calls yourself, which is often not ideal if you want to have a scalable business and you want to minimize the amount of team members that you're paying every single month as well. And that brings us very nicely onto the third approach, which is online courses. So how do you get paid for your advice selling online courses online? Well, we still use that main curriculum approach of taking people from point A, knowing nothing about the topic whatsoever, all the way through to point B of achieving the outcome they want to achieve, that incredible life-changing thing they want to do or achieve or fix. And then you have the Facebook group approach, and that's it. So because you're not delivering one-on-one or personalized coaching, you can charge a little bit of a lower price, which means, drumroll please, you don't need a sales team or need to do any kind of sales calls. You can sell this in an automated way. You would have a page which explains what is inside the course, what it will help them achieve, and how that's going to happen, and previous testimonials and case studies of results you've achieved for yourself and other people. And then at the end, it's like, go ahead and buy it. Do you want it or not? And with the marketing that you're doing, if you do this correctly, you should have roughly between 2 to 5% of people who visit that page go ahead and give you at least $1,000 for this, if not $2,000 per pop. And because this is all automated, it requires very little effort from you, and the marketing is mostly automated as well. You don't need to be chained to your desk, typing all day long and creating loads of content and all this stuff, because it's mostly automated to get that sold to the right people who need it, right? So if you would like to know specifically how you can create and sell online courses in an automated way to generate that passive income, go ahead and visit digitalprosperity.com. The URL should be on the screen here if you're watching on YouTube, or message us on Instagram or Facebook, and I'll be happy to help you. And I look forward to seeing you get some incredible results. Otherwise, hopefully you've enjoyed this episode, and go ahead and drop a comment below with your experiences about these 3 methods or any other ways you can think of for getting paid for your advice online. All right, go ahead, let me know, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Have a great day.